Welcome back to World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade Classic Blind, in Zangarmarsh. Bringing out the chicken today. I'm heading to what looks like a larger town. Shattrath, which is apparently this way. The Mire Hydra, Umbraglow Stinger, this guy, and Shattrath is this way still. The Terrakar Forest is also this way. That's higher up on the sign, so maybe technically the city is in the forest area. But we will see. What are you? A Marshfang Ripper. Just flying around all crazy like. A young spore bat. I can see spore things. There's a whole bunch of mushrooms. Oh wow. Fenstrider. There's some bizarre stuff in here. Mushroom-based marshy area. Here's something. That is the Umbrafan guys over here. We need these guys for a quest. Umbrafan Village. What's this made out of? Some kind of leather? Yeah, rotating. Okay. They're up to something. They're up to something. Back onto the platforms. I don't know how the water could be receding at a measurable rate if all the land and walkways are where they currently are. Unless they very recently made all these structures. If the water was any higher, that wouldn't be a village. Maybe it's just the lake portion. Technically, there's more of a larger lake over here, so that might actually be lower still. Oh yeah, here. Nagrand that way, the forest, and Shattrath this way. Look at that crazy thing. That feels like the kind of thing that would have some kind of weird status effect. So I'm going to not bother him. He didn't do anything to me. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, what do we got over here? We've got a Tauren Shaman player. There's a little 68 Elite. Oh no. There's a little 68 Elite nearby. Should be careful of that. Should be careful of that. Alright, looks like, yes, we have to go into the forest here before we can get to town or anything. So down in here, mushrooms. Up in here, trees. And an ore. I'd like an ore.
I'm out of range.
An Iron Spike Petrifier. Level 63. Level appropriate. This crazy guy. All purple. Crazy. Please don't petrify me. That feels like a thing he would do. A Chunk O Basilisk. Amazing. Get some more Fel Iron. I'll definitely take that. I will definitely take that. There is time remaining until the Spirit Towers become capturable. Okay. Sure. That is the special thing of the Turakar Forest, I guess. So far that is 3 for 3. Zones having some special bonus objective. There's a big spider. Okay. Let me see here. Not much. Another petrifier. Some water down there. This the town? Looks like it. Here is a Shattrath City Peacekeeper.
Warm wishes to you.
They got everything here. This is a major city. Fantastic. So, Shattrath City Sanctuary. This is Shadowmoon Valley, Aknundan, Sangermarsh. Right. Into the city then. So this looks like where we need to be. Got level 70 elite peacekeepers. More quests for me. Turakar Forest. Yep, it's just the city here. Alright. Well, I guess we'll grab these quests. Oh, there's plenty of them here.
What can I do for you?
Haggard War Veteran. Adal. Welcome to Shattrath City, warrior. This might be the one place in all of Outland where you'll find any semblance of safety. A group of Naru, known as the Shattrath, drove the demons away from here. If you've never met a Naru, you ought to see Adal inside the Terrace of Light. The leader of the Shattrath is an awe-inspiring sight, if I ever saw one. Sure is a change of pace from anything else in this bleak land. Speak to Adal, the leader of the Shattrath, in the center of the Terrace of Light.
See you around.
Well, I was gonna do that anyways. Oh, there's the Flightmaster over there. There's some hostile-ish Defilers emissaries. I'm guessing this might be a neutral town. Garas Vindicator. What is a Garas? They sell crazy things for some kind of reputation. Or you need reputation and money? They sell a lot of stuff. Thank you. Crystal something. They are the Shattrath. So that's what we're looking at here. Some kind of magical crystal beings. Cool. Cool. There's another one over here. This is the Uru. They don't have a shop. Oh, there's the main one in the middle, huh? They got water along the edges. Neat. This is a doll. Wow. A soothing light fills you as you approach the Naru. Slow musical chimes echo within your mind, and though a word is not uttered, you feel an assurance of safety. You are welcome in Shattrath City. Hi, how are you? The light that filled your senses as you approached Adal intensifies as you address him. Melodic chimes continue to ring within your head. You are safe here. Okay. Do not burden Adal with mundane questions, Swarth. This being's will is all that keeps our enemies from crushing this city. Well, they seem to be doing a pretty good job. You're welcome. Okay. That was Khadgar here, talking. But he's got a quest for us. The Naru are wise beyond our understanding. I've learned more from Adal in the last 5 months than all the years I spent in the libraries of Dalaran. City of Light. Not burden Adal with petty inquisitions, warrior. That just might be the most powerful being you have ever come face to face with. You don't look familiar, so as you want to learn about the city. You'll have to excuse me if I don't give you a tour myself. But I'm a bit busy discussing strategy with Adal. Perhaps you'll find a summoned servant acceptable in my stead. Excellent. Follow Khadgar's servant and listen to its story. Return to Khadgar after completing his task. Okay.
Light bless you.
Khadgar's servant. Sure, I guess around Shattrath, will you? Keep an eye out for pickpockets in the lower city. Follow me, stranger. This won't take long. Okay. A guided tour. How fun. I'm going to want to run around the entire city talking to people after the tour, but just having a idea of where things are will be helpful. He's not too fast. I'm going to get off him out. Anyways, also showing around. You must have made a good impression, Eric Erickson. I tried to. Let's zoom out a little bit. So you got different levels of the city. Here's the Alliance Brigadier General. Probably gonna be some PvP quests. Shattrath was once the Draenei capital of this world. Its name means Dwelling of Light. When the Burning Legion turned the Orcs against the Draenei, the fiercest battle was fought here. The Draenei fought tooth and nail, but in the end, the city fell. The city was left in ruins and darkness until the Shattrath arrived. Let us go into the lower city. I will warn you that one of the only safe havens in Outland, Shattrath, has attracted droves of refugees from all wars, current and past. Whole bunch of guys here. We can talk to later. This is the lower city. Not quite as opulent as the upper area. It's got more just rocks and dirt and stuff. Cool. Like a rock bridge there or something. You can see a lot of tents and stuff here. Makes sense with all the refugees that have come here. Another quest. The Shattrath, or Born from Light, are the Naru that came to Outland to fight the demons of the Burning Legion. A newcomer to Shattrath. Make sure to drop by later. We can always use a hand with the injured. They were drawn to the ruins of Shattrath City, where a smaller remnant of the Draenei priesthood conducted its rites inside a ruined temple on this very spot. The priesthood, known as the Aldor, quickly regained its strength, and as word spread that the Naru had returned and reconstruction soon began. The ruined temple is now used as an infirmary for injured refugees. A lot going on here. A lot going on. Got some sheep. That farmer is level 63. I mean, you really kind of have to be to even survive out here in the Outland. A brutal place indeed. What would you say? This one's being shown around by Khadgar's pet. Are you joking? I'm a scribe. I always watch what I say. More enemies than allies in this city, it seems. Seems like there's some unrest. We've had more than a few inklings that things are not as great as they could be here. But still, better than most areas. Get different emissaries for different groups. Interesting. Here's the flight path. We will definitely be back for that. And then I will use said flight path for the outro. Heading back up again. Okay. Like with you, Eric, and welcome to Shattrath. Thank you, Aldor and Crate. We're taking a different path. We got like the lower area around the middle, and then the upper sections. Another peacekeeper. It wouldn't be long, however, before the city came under attack once again. This time the attack came from Illidan's army. A large regiment of Blood Elves had been sent by Illidan's ally, Hillis Sunstrider, to lay waste to the city. As the regiment of Blood Elves crossed this very bridge, the Aldors, Exarch, and Vindicators lined up to defend the Terrace of Light. Then the unexpected happened. The Blood Elves laid down their weapons in front of the city's defenders. Their leader, a Blood Elf known as Ronthrall, stormed into the Terrace of Light and demanded to speak to Adal. As the Naru approached him, Ronthrall kneeled before him and uttered the following words. I've seen you in a vision, Naru. Our race's only hope for survival lies with you. Your followers and I are here to serve you. Well, that's better than them storming in and destroying stuff. That sounds like a positive thing. What if there's supposed to be some nice? There's a elevator there. It's fun. These guys. The defection of Rorenthal and his followers was the largest loss ever incurred by Kael's forces, and these weren't just any Blood Elves. Many of the best and brightest among Kael's scholars and magistrates have been swayed by Vorenthal's influence. We're rather selective of who we befriended, Eric Erickson. You think you have what it takes? The Naru accepted the defectors, who would be known as the Scryers. Their dwelling lies in the platform above. Only those initiated with the Scryers are allowed in there. Ooh. I do not know if I have what it takes. It sounds like they were more magic based, so probably don't, if I'm being honest. Maybe if we can find more of a warriors than scryers, that might be a better fit for us. Or not. We'll see what they have. What they have to offer and what they require from me. Plenty of peacekeepers. The Aldor are followers of the light and forgiveness, and redemption are values they understand, where they fought hard to forget the deeds of the Blood Elves while under Kael's command. Many of the priesthood had been slain by the same magisters who now vowed to serve the Naru. They were not happy to share this city with their former enemies. The Aldor's most holy temple and its surrounding dwellings lie on the terrace above. As a holy site, only the initiated are welcome inside. Attacks against Shattrath continued. The city did not fall, as you can see. On the contrary, the Naru, known as Ziri, led a successful incursion into Shadowmoon Valley, Illidan's doorstep. There he continues to wage war on Illidan with the assistance of the Aldor and the Scryers. The two factions have not given up on their old feuds, however. Such is their animosity that they vie for the honor of being sent to assist the Naru there. Each day, that decision is made here by Adal. The armies gather here to receive Adal's blessing before heading to Shadowmoon. Kagar should be ready to see you again. Just remember that to serve the Shattar, you will most likely have to ally with the Aldor or the Scryers. and seeking the favor of one group will cause the others dislike. Good luck, stranger, and welcome to Shattrath City. That sounds like a decision. It sounds like a decision we're gonna have to make. Interesting. Alright. Khadgar, I am back.
Light be with you.
I hope you learned a thing or two about Shattrath, Eric Erickson. It might take some time for things to sink in. I've heard your name spoken only in whispers, mage. Who are you? I don't know if that... Yeah, people were talking about him as we walked around. I'm Khadgar, former apprentice to the fallen guardian, Medeva. I'm sure you've heard his name before. I think I have. It was I who discovered that Medeva had been possessed by the evil one. Sargeras, and that he had opened the dark portal between this world and Azeroth. Though I honored my master, I was forced to slay him and put his tortured soul to rest. Oh my. I fought alongside Lord Anduin Lothar as we drove the Horde from our lands on Azeroth. As the heir of Medeva's legacy, I could do no less. When the call finally came to invade this grim world, put an end to the orcs' evil forever, I stepped forward, along with my friends Turleon, Elaria, Danath, and Kurdran. My comrades and I call ourselves the Sons of Lothar, in honor of the greatest, most selfless man we ever knew. We gave our all to defeat Ner'zhul and end his madness. As this doomed world fell apart around us, we shattered the dark portal to prevent any further harm befalling our beloved Azeroth. What did you do then? Trapped in this broken wasteland, we did our best to survive. Over time, we sensed that a new evil was closing in around us from the twisting nether. More foul than the Dark Orcs, it was the Burning Legion itself that sought to take hold of this outland. Happen next. While my comrades held the line against the encroaching darkness, I used my magic to reach out into the great dark beyond. There I sensed beings of immense light, of unfathomable purity. It was Adal and his Naru I had found. It was nothing short of a miracle. I see. Khadgar grins to himself. I convinced Adal and his brethren to return here with me, believe that only their power can drive the Legion from this universe. But as you will no doubt find, their power must first live in our hearts. To combat the darkness, we must become beacons of their eternal light. There's something else I want to ask you. Got some quests. The allegiance of the Aldor, allegiance to the Scryers. Oh. That's going to be important. I will come back for that later.
Go with honor, friend.
I want to explore the city a little bit more still. We're very bright. It's a torch. A portal trainer. Show this portal to Exodar. And this is... nothing? Hey.
The Naru have not
Only a mage can
forgotten
learn
us.
portal magic, warrior.
Favor
I mean,
the
that's
road
fair.
traveled by
That's
few.
fair. What's this portal then? Not gonna worry about it. I don't really want to get teleported away from here right now, anyways. Defiler's emissary. This looks all very horde-like. Each one of these guys goes to the portal. Got off. Orc Hunter. Yep, there he goes. So we might just not have that other portal unlocked yet. Okay. Get back on my mount. An orc refugee, a high elf refugee, spy mistress. That's a high crown.
Need help?
As a representative of the lower city, I'm here to put forward our case that Akindon must be cleared of its Shadow Council infestation. That is, For to have any hope for a future and stave off the possibility of a cataclysm greater than the creation of the bone wastes. All of our people have suffered too much already. We're here to see to it that the suffering stops.
Go with honor, friend.
Okay. Almador, the Shatari quartermaster.
Each day is a blessing.
Yes, that's some cool stuff. And again, we need certain levels of reputation with the Shattar here. Okay, jewel crafting, enchanting, jewel crafting, leatherworking, glyph of arcane warding, key, unlocks heroic difficulty for Tempest Keep dungeons, alchemy, enchanting, jewel crafting, jewel crafting, jewel crafting, a girdle with agility, intellect, and attack power. Requires level 70. Enchanting, alchemy. Seems mostly magic based, which I guess isn't too surprising. There's a gavel of pure light. Fancy. A tabard. And a plate. A bit of strength, bit of stamina. Critical strike, resilience, sockets. Cool.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Here's an area where there are no portals, but there's space for 3 more. League of Arathor Emissary.
Greetings.
Well, she's just greeted me and then started laughing. Alright. You do you. Well, exploration in these new lands is no doubt important. We must forsake Azeroth. We do now more than ever in the fight against the Defilers. Those resources must be secured. PvP battle.
Safe travels.
And here's more portals. Portal to Darnassus, Portal to Stormwind, Portal to Ironforge. Cool. It would really be cool if there was a portal at the way through the portal here. To be able to come back here quickly. We just don't have that portal. I guess that looks like that might be on more the Horde side, maybe? Kinda. That's not quite the same. That's not quite the same banner. That could be something else. This is the Exodar. There's a lot of factions here. A lot of factions. Alright. So there's the Aldor Rise and the Scryers tier. Which is... you can only go to one of them. Ooh. My full map completion. No. Here's the Defiler's Emissary. Yeah, literally right here across from each other. Sending people to go fight. Natral, the Flight Master.
Arcanon Poros.
Shimmer can fly. To Honor Hold. To the Temple. Shatterpoint. And the Dark Portal. Perfect.
Be well.
There's a Skyguard Nether Ray. Recruitment Officer. Can't click on them. Somebody over here? No. Okay. I'm gonna look around this middle ring here first. See if there's anybody else to talk to. Or these guys. People hanging out. Here's something. There's a bank.
The dark times
Fantastic.
will pass.
Store resources in here. This needs to be cleaned at some point. Gonna worry about that later. I'm gonna put the rest of this equipment in here, just in case things change.
Shurelaron.
There we go. Got some bacon. And we can sell this. We can go in the sell pile. This needs to go into the auction. There's another banker.
The dark times will pass. Farewell.
There's another really regular banker. Scryer inscriptions.
Do not loiter.
Various. Now, the scryers are just. The scryers and the
Salama Ashalanore.
Aldor are just another set of people you need reputation with.
Anubalore
Scryer
Dana.
Apothecary. One of the most seasoned hunters of Illidan's minions gain access to my wares. You'll be considered worthy when your status with the Shattrath, Syrian Expedition, and the Scryers is exalted. Wow.
Remember the sun well.
That is a lot. Here is the Quartermaster.
Your gold is welcome here.
Got all sorts of stuff. Again, with requirements.
Shorel Aran.
And we got mailboxes, which are empty right now. This goes down. Go down later. What's over here on the side? The Guild Vault. Doesn't seem to do anything. Of course, I'm not in a guild, so I can't be too surprised. So we definitely have a bank here. So that's good. Trying to see if there's enough stuff here to warrant moving my Hearthstone here. That is the way up to the Scryer's tier. Looking around here. Ezekiel. But they got all sorts of cool stuff up there. If the rest of the city doesn't have all of the usual amenities, it'd be very unfortunate if only one of the groups had the things I'm more interested in looking for. There's a lot more people here. And this is the bank, Guild Vault, and all the people for the Aldor guys. You got inscriptions, quartermaster, apothecary, mailboxes. Seem to be more people over here on first look. Guild vaults. Just another bank, basically. Guy flying on past. Sketches Outcast. Oh, look at these guys. This is the bird guys from down over here. The city really does take in all sorts. Are you ready to rock? Then head over to World's End Tavern. 20 chieftains start their show at the top of the hour. That's pretty soon. Do we know where that is? I could go see a show. That'd be something. Looks like we've been all the way around. So there's two main exits up at top here. One that heads, I guess there's also a path around the outside, but then one that heads more north towards Zangarmarsh and one that heads more out into Terrakar Forest. Don't need to leave right now. I guess next up, since we can't go up into the upper areas, we will head down to the lower city. Lance Brigadier General, Alteric Valley, Alteric Basin.
You got my attention.
War against the Horror has reached full tilt. It's time of great need for the Alliance, and it's necessary that all of us do our part to help.
Be good.
Battle Tiger. It's a giant, armored, saddle-bearing attack cat. Isn't that silly enough without it talking too? Yeah. Some more Wrathy Basin guys. Live in the World's End Tavern. Be there at the top of the hour. Vanish from Shattrath. Sneak back in.
See you around.
Eye of the Storm Battlemaster. Defilers guys.
Remember the
Warsong Gulch. Alteric Valley. League of Arathor. Broken Refugee. I need to find this place that they're having this concert at. Is it in here? World's End Tavern. Yes, there it is. Perfect. Alright. We can get a show. That'll be fun.
You need something?
Here's this guy.
Farewell.
Got Princess Tesseril. Rogue Academy Proprietor. Lanica Stillblade.
Ishnu Allah.
When I first set up my Rogue Academy in Shattrath, it wasn't nearly this crowded. Then, the refugees started flooding in, and the Naru needed every available building to house them. I've closed the doors to my academy for now, but it's not permanent. I'll find a new place to set up. Then, a new generation of rogues will learn such staples as the gouge and grin, combat looting, and blaming someone else for breaking polymorph. And who can forget the central rule of roguery? Real rogues don't faint.
Good luck, friend.
Ready to rock the World's End Tavern? Oh my gosh, they've got a whole drum set up here. Oh, that's gonna be cool. Amazing. Here's a barmaid.
I have one-of-a-kind items.
Like a drink. We got various drinks. Dwarven honey mead. Badlands bourbon. There's a little 68 elite demon over there. Go for it.
Salama, a shalom.
You're doing fine. I hear you're quite the cook. Oh, me, a cook? I suppose that's true. A barmaid's got to work in the kitchens from time to time. I've learned a few recipes over the years. Nothing too special, but they're hearty enough to fill Grok's substantial belly. I'd love to learn more. Oh, look at this. Stewed trout, fisherman's feast, and hot buttered trout. We can get the stewed trout. We've got blackened trout. This needs barbed grill trout. Flask of storm and tawny and soothing spices. Requires level 65. 7,500 health. Wow. So we could make this, but we couldn't use it. That's going to be important to note. But I'd like the recipe. We got 2 more recipes here at 350. Hot buttered trout. Fisherman's feast. Okay, cool.
We will have justice.
Got a few more minutes to check out World's End Tavern before the show starts. Saul Salabin growls at you and goes back to drinking his frothy beverage. Oh, I just saw somebody kill you, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh no! Now somebody's killing this guy. I'm sensing some hostility here. Let's go on the other side of the bar. Sharubu, the bartender. He's got various things you'd expect. Alright. Oh my gosh, he's dead. Harris Pilton, socialite.
Glory to the Sindorai.
Gigantic bag, binds when equipped, 22 slots. For 1,200 gold. Wow. I mean, that would be a lot more slots. Mine are only 14. But I do not have that kind of money. 2,000 gold for ruby shades. Increases your chance to be the center of attention. 3,000 gold for a gold Eternium band, passed down by royalty throughout time. The gift of this ring declares eternal love. Oh, they're starting.
Stay the course.
He's alive again. They're the Tauren Chieftains. They're the Tauren Chieftains fan. Amazing. Chief Thunderskins on drums. Samuru on vocals. Beargris, Signitius, Kyle. This is not what I was expecting today. I'm not going to complain about it. Amazing. They got pyrotechnics. Literal fireballs rain from the sky. They said this was every hour. At the top of the hour. It might not be every hour. Amazing. Something going on over there. He scowls and looks away. This is definitely something. This is definitely something. Yeah, cool spotlight over here on him. Wow. Amazing. What he wants. Nifty. Heard you guys talking earlier. Yeah, they're still talking. Lost evidence. Cloud to control the thesis when it happened. That sounds like a them problem. Tinkerbell, Harris Pilton's pet. My pet's named Mithril. Okay. A very lively area. Fascinating. Alright. Let's see. Who is this? Wind Trader Lathrai. The World's End Tavern has nothing to offer those of my kind. However, I find that it attracts the type of clientele that are interested in what I have for sale. I specialize in exotic engineering goods acquired from far and wide. From time to time, I might even have a rare thing or two for purchase. What might I interest you in? Got a mining pick. It looks like mostly engineering stuff. Parchment. Silver contact. Coarse blasting powder. Gyrochronotom. And rough blasting powder. That says it has an auction price, but I've been burned on these kind of things before, so probably not going to take that right now. Alright, let's see what else there is here in the lower city. There's a high elf refugee, another high elf refugee. More defilers emissaries. There's a path. Different path out of the city. So here, 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 and here are all exits. That's a lot of exits. Would make it very difficult to defend this entire area. Yep, here we are, back out here. Check our forest. It might be an hour 34. Either way. Back into the lower city. Going around the outside rim of the lower city first, I guess. Shin near the Aldor.
Blessings upon you.
My job is to care for these poor souls. Accept the help of any willing to lend a hand, be they Aldor or Scryer. We're so understaffed, I wouldn't turn an ogre away if they knew how to apply a tourniquet. The politics of the city are of little matter to me.
Dionysaka.
Here's Seth. He's got a quest for me. Fishing, you say? That's exactly what I'm interested in. I've been watching the Aldor working on the walls. They're going to rebuild the whole city, you know. They work much faster than the old foreman Oslo did back home in Lakeshire. He kept losing his tools in the lake, or the gnolls would take his supplies. I should ask the Aldor to send him some help. They'd have that bridge fixed faster than anything. Rather be fishing. And he's walking away from me. Don't go too far away, Seth. You know, Maya doesn't like it when she can't hear you. Yeah. Come in, Mama. He's watching again. Rather be fishing. Speaking of lakes, there's a lake with real good fishing up to the northeast. I used to go up there with my friends. My mom won't let me go anymore. She says it's too dangerous. I haven't seen anything up there. A few little spiders. Like spiders can do anything to you. My favorites were always the eels that lived up there. If you're going to be up by the lake, would you think about bringing back some of the eels? They're feisty, but once you subdue them, you can bring them back no problem. Bring 8 pristine shimmer scale eels to Seth and Shattrath, and you receive a fishing pole. Seth's graphite fishing pole increases fishing by plus 20. What's our fishing rod? Our fishing rod only increases fishing by plus 5. It's not the fishing quest, or it's not leveling up fishing to the next level, but it's definitely something. Here's some injured refugees. A lot of injured refugees. Just chilling on the ground. And we got a physician over here.
How are you?
The esteemed Dr. Gustav von Hausen can train you further. We found in Theramore treating the wounded at the barracks.
See you later.
Okay. First aid, 360. Do we have all the first aid? We got netherweave and heavy netherweave bandages. That might be all of them, really. Later for that. Nowhere else to go up here. Refugee kids. Kitchen assistant. The Rock, master of cooking. Can't talk to him, unfortunately.
Money, friend.
A Maghar refugee, even. My goodness. They just got everybody up here. Olarak, fish merchant. You like fish, dwarf? I have fish here. If you like fresh fish, the freshest, come and sample my wares. He's got... I guess these are cooked fish. He's got striped yellowtail. Spinefin halibut. Sunspring carp. All very good fish. And the level 65 fish, even. Okay. Looks like he's gonna have a quest for me at some point. Let's look at this outcast. What's up here? What a large area. A blade merchant. You, come here. Are these blades not the finest quality? Surely you wish to purchase for me. Do not find such workmanship and care without wrought into such weapons anywhere else, dwarf. Left-handed claw, right-handed claw, fist weapons. Cool. Let's look at this outcast. Look at you. Vekax. You wish to speak to me, dwarf? The outcast's plight. As an outcast, I'm marked by death by the Arakoa, loyal to the cities of Sketis. I cannot leave these walls for fear of my life, but that doesn't mean I cannot strike at them in retaliation. I have a small cache of treasure that I'm willing to part with, should you help me strike back at my would-be assassins. With feathers from the denizens of the various Vales of Terrakar as proof of their demise. 3 Aircore feathers to Vex and Shattrath. You get the Outcast cache. Sounds like we're getting some Terrakar quests, which I guess I'm fine with that. Got some poisons. Another Outcast. Got some alchemy supplies. A master alchemy trainer. Another outcast. Outcast. Okay. That looks to be most of this area with them. And we've fallen down the staircase. Head back down. There's another quest. Some kids walking around. This outcast. Refugee children are coming here to go talk to Arak, it looks like. What are you staring at, dwarf? Nothing? Okay, you're heading out. What do they got for food there? Or maybe it's flowers? Looks like flowers. Outside ring first. Who's over here? Creepjack, a ruffian. Epic Malone ruffian. Dirty Larry.
Greetings.
Beat it, kid. I got business to attend to.
Have a
Alright,
good one.
alright, Dirty Larry. You keep doing you, I guess. This looks like another way up. Into the bank. Dirty Larry is awfully close to the bank. Some might say it's concerning. There's a pile of rats over here. That's great. Some more outcasts. Relax the Redeemed. The Eyes of Sketus. Doom hearkens from the cliffs of Sketus. My people, the Arakoa, face a fate shrouded in unspeakable evil. Too often we have abused dark magic for wrongdoing. Although, through a doll, I have learned of the light and its redemption. Terok watches his colonies from Sketus through orbs enchanted by the black art. Seal those eyes from Vale Resk and Vale Shinor in northern Terakar. Let me see what Terok sees. Let me look through the eyes of Sketus. The eyes of Restic in the eyes of Shinor, Terillic, and Redeemed in lower district of Shattrath. Anachronist, enter of the Scryers. Can you believe it? This ethereal does not have a single basilisk eye on him. And his leader has the gall to call himself the Smuggler Prince.
Be ready for anything.
Izzard. Okay. And this is just a path up to the middle ring. Yeah. Here's Farmer Griffith. This is 2 sheep. Get up here. Got some dwarf refugees. This little area up here. Tons and tons of refugees. Here's the Brigadier General again. Sporling refugees. I don't know if I've seen a Sporling before. It's just everyone here. There's an Armorsmith trainer. This armor is no good if you don't live long enough to wield it, warrior. And a Weaponsmith trainer.
What do you need?
Best defense is a good offense. Anyone can tell you that. All the various resources here.
Strength.
Looks like we got Forge and Anvil. So that's checked off the list of things I would want. What else we got here? Got a lot of people over here. Orc refugee, broken refugee. The Vanguard refugees lying on the ground. Peasant refugee, peasant refugee. Doing some cooking over here. Big stew. Coffee aficionado.
You need something?
Can't you see that I've got places to go and people to see? Step aside, peasant. Wait, I want some coffee. Black coffee. Requires 65. Word on the side reads, contents are hot, do not pour on self or others. Can you do that? Restores mana.
Safe travel.
Amazing. This is the Horde complement of Battleground guys. You were very bold setting up shop right next to these guys. Alright. So we got a whole market over here. Trade goods. Cool. Master skinning trainer. Where are these guys? This is the bank again. We got 2 banks. Let's see if there's an auction house. We got chickens. A meat vendor.
What can I do for you?
All sorts of good stuff.
See you later.
Bread merchant.
Good day to you.
Oh yeah, I got muffins. Alright, Muffin Man, show me your muffins. He doesn't have any muffins. I guess this is a... He's calling that a muffin. Moser's Magnificent Muffin. And cherry pie, Eckhart grain bread, and a bagel.
Have a good one.
Lower City Quartermaster. Bunch of stuff we don't have the reputation for. General goods. Can't get around this dude too.
I can help.
Up to 12 slot bags.
Luck to you.
Jack Trapper, a cook. There's an old saying, give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, feed him for a lifetime. Of course, you might want to cook that fish, that's where I come in. Tell me more about this thing you call cooking. Yeah, I already know about that. Cooking supplies. Smoked sagefish at cooking 80. Sagefish light at cooking 175. I don't really need those.
Safe travels.
Open for
Granny
business.
Smith fruit cellar. There's some fancy berries.
Have a good one.
Enchanting supplies.
You need something?
Yep.
Safe travels.
Blacksmithing supplies.
For?
Ooh, what do we have here? Adamantite rod, adamantite dagger, adamantite maul, adamantite cleaver, adamantite rapier. So we got some supplies here.
Be careful.
Agents.
I trade.
New agents, you come to the right place. You won't find a finer selection of Shattrath. Okay.
Come back sometime.
Engineering
Hey,
supplies.
how you doing? Keep it real.
Amazing amulets. Aha! You see this? Griftah's back. Back in my stall, back with my old wares, ready to pass on the deals to you. Want to be better, stronger, faster? Each of these amulets be guaranteed to do just what I say they be doing. Step up and buy one. These miraculous baubles. Cheap at twice the price. Okay. Soap on a rope. The entry is no excuse for being filthy. Now you can carry your soap wherever you go. Available. Tick-Belang Ward. This trusty warding townsman, no Tick-Belang will ever find you and steal your way to the treetops. It really works. Stonus Stupendous. Springing Strides. Simple stone that grants the wearer the ability to bound over obstacles and across small gaps. Shark's Tooth of Bonafide Fluidic Mobility. Allows you to move through the seas with the greatest of ease. Compassionate Crew's Friend. Same that keeps dangerous critters at bay. If a warding magic is broken temporarily if you harm a critter. Polished Pendant of Edible Energy. Loosens on its metabolism. This pendant allows the wearer to draw great energy from ordinary food and drink, even heal wounds. Charm of Potent and Powerful Passions. More this amulet will win over your heart's desire, guaranteed. Talisman of True Treasure Tracking. Wearing this, one might find the rarest of items in the most mundane of locales. Marvelous Madstone of Immortality. This anchors your spirit to the world, allowing you to come back from the most dreadful of demises once your essence returns to where you perished. And a Hula Girl doll. The head bob's been shaken.
Spirits
Interesting.
be with you, man.
Here's Grok. Grok look for help. Little dwarf, go to the mountains. Help the Blood Maul. That's not quest. Specialty tailoring supplies. Mooncloth specialist. Until I can teach you, warrior. Free to browse and wares, of course. Not find them of use to you. Nope. No, I will not.
Be careful.
Shadow Weave specialist. And the Needle and Thread. Glitch Spellweaver Spellfire specialist. If you're not a tailor, I don't think of any of my parents will interest you, but you're welcome to browse. Yep.
You have a great day now.
Master Skinning Trainer.
See you later.
A lot of guys here. Lots of stuff here. Leatherworking. Trainers and supplies. A vagrant. And a vagabond. Another exit from the city. Lost one refugee. Let's start the trade area. More kids running all over the place. Arena Battlemaster. Arena Vendor.
Farewell.
Big Bruiser. Nothing back here. Refugees. Nicole Bartlett,
Hello.
matron. Hello, what business brings you here? There's an orphanage for the children of Outland who have lost their parents and have no one else to look after them. I see you're here because you're considering adoption.
See you around.
I don't think that's a great plan. Refugee children. Refugee kid. Okay. Tons of babies. Nope. Dwarf refugees. Tons of guys, tons of people on this stretch heading outwards. What we got over here? Consortium assistant. Broken refugee. Another stalker. Ma Dun. An order is whispered upon the nether winds, and Ma Dun hears. A man comes before Madun, and they speak of those which the wind demand be slain today. There's a wind trader, Zaphim. Many are the rare and precious objects that my clientele seek. You could be the one to bring them to me, warrior. In return, I offer that which you covet. Should I speak more on that which I look to procure today? Sounds like we can't do that quite yet. Another assistant. Hammering the doodad. And we're back over here again. Okay. This is the Alliance Brigadier General. Let's head up back to the middle ring here. Ask about anything else.
Open your heart to
Tavern,
light.
bank, the inn, flight master, Batmaster, proficient trainer, and loom, alchemy, and gem merchant. Does not look like there's an auction house. Pretty unfortunate.
One wishes to you.
They managed to connect the banks back to Azeroth.
May your days be
Alright. I think we've seen most of what there is to see here. We've got Terrakar Forest quest now, too. Then we're gonna go mess around in Zengermarsh first, though. We can come back here for this stuff. Also didn't find a fishing trainer. But they're probably out actually doing the fishing.
greetings, friend.
Profession trainer. Alchemy, blacksmithing, cooking, enchanting, first aid, jewel crafting, leather and skinning.
Be kind
Okay.
to those less fortunate.
So we're gonna have to keep looking around for that. If it's gonna be anywhere, I'm thinking it's gonna be in Zengermarsh. So we'll head back to the Cenarian Refuge to start looking around, doing quests there. Also, I think I'm just gonna sell all the Fell Iron stuff to a store. They're not worth a huge amount more, trying to go on the auction house, if that's even real prices. Let's get that done first. That'll leave us with a more empty inventory to carry on here. Right, who's got a store? This bartender.
Take time if you need.
Like a few gold each on these. Also don't want to store them in my bank. That's just too full of nonsense right now. Let's get rid of that for now. It's fine.
See.
Okay. Large city. Has most of the things I would be interested in having. At least I can bank some stuff while out here in the Outland. But it's back to doing quests and such. Next time. Goodbye.